Imagine a world where two unlikely nations share a secret respect. Why does North Korea, a country known for its isolation and suspicion, look at the Philippines so differently? The answer might surprise you, but when it comes to the Philippines, the tone changes dramatically. It's an unexpected and intriguing dynamic. North Korea treats Manila with a quiet, almost baffling respect. Why? What's the reason behind this peculiar relationship? It's a connection that defies easy categorization, a rare anomaly in North Korea's foreign policy playbook. So, what makes the Philippines so different in North Korea's eyes? Let's find out. The Philippines and North Korea, two nations, geographically distant and ideologically distinct. They only established official diplomatic ties in the year 2000. This might seem like a relatively recent development on the global stage, a late move, especially considering Cold War alliances were firmly set decades earlier, shaping much of the international landscape. This delay wasn't accidental, it was a deliberate choice. It allowed Manila to carefully navigate the complex world of international relations and avoid the ideological baggage that often burdens North Korea's relationships with other nations. The Philippines, a long-standing US ally, maintained a cautious distance from Pyongyang for many years, carefully balancing its alliances. However, Manila always left the door open for quiet engagement, a subtle but significant diplomatic strategy. Unlike many other Asian nations, the Philippines was not directly involved in the Korean War, a conflict that deeply shaped the region. Furthermore, it was neither a colonial power with a history of dominance, nor did it pose a direct military threat to North Korea. This unique set of circumstances created a distinct diplomatic space between the two countries, one that was remarkably free from the weight of historical grievances and past conflicts. When diplomatic ties were finally established, it was clearly on Manila's terms, reflecting its own strategic priorities. This signaled a level of independence that North Korea, a nation deeply obsessed with sovereignty and self-reliance, undoubtedly respects. Their relationship, therefore, began on a remarkably clean slate, a rare occurrence in the often complicated world of international affairs. There were no deep-seated animosities to overcome and no colonial scars to heal. It was simply a matter of pragmatic engagement, driven by mutual interests and strategic considerations. This very lack of dramatic conflict and historical baggage is precisely what makes their shared history so significant and noteworthy. Sometimes the absence of a complex and troubled history can be the most powerful diplomatic tool of all, offering a unique advantage, and it's clear that North Korea has taken notice of this unique dynamic. Unlike nations that strongly condemn North Korea's actions, the Philippines maintains strategic silence and carefully considers its responses. When Pyongyang launches missiles, Manila issues measured statements, avoiding inflammatory language, then quickly refocuses on domestic priorities. This isn't weakness, but a calculated strategy of non-escalation. At international forums, Manila advocates for dialogue, prioritizing diplomacy. This neutrality allows the Philippines to support allies without becoming a primary target. The Philippines positions itself as a bridge for communication, reflecting independent foreign policy that North Korea likely respects. Manila's nuanced stance is a valuable diplomatic asset, giving it leverage in Southeast Asia. To understand why Manila's approach works, you have to see the world through North Korea's eyes, where paranoia and self-reliance, or juche, rule. North Korea expects hostility from US allies, but the Philippines breaks the script. Manila has never threatened Pyongyang, never staged military drills near its borders, and never called for regime change. This absence of aggression is a major anomaly for North Korea. The Philippines refuses to play the role of antagonist, making it an outlier in Pyongyang's worldview. Instead of provocation, Manila consistently calls for dialogue and restraint. For North Korea, a country obsessed with threats, a nation that refuses to be one, is worth a different kind of attention. Over time, this non-aggressive stance has built predictability and a baseline of trust. While others are locked in cycles of threats, the Philippines quietly engages on trade and labor. This steady, non-threatening relationship is rare, and North Korea values it. Sometimes the most powerful move is simply not being a threat. Leadership style matters in North Korea's eyes, and the Philippines has had leaders who project strength and unpredictability. Past Philippine presidents have challenged the US, questioned alliances, and pivoted toward China or Russia. To the West, this might look chaotic, but to Pyongyang it signals independence and national pride. North Korea's Juche ideology values self-reliance and defiance, traits it recognizes in Manila's maverick leaders. When a Philippine president stands up to Washington, it shatters North Korea's narrative of US puppets. This unpredictability makes Manila more respectable to Pyongyang. North Korea may not agree with Philippine policies, but it respects their independence. In a world of vassal states, the Philippines stands out as a nation with agency. For North Korea, that's the ultimate sign of respect. It's a shared language of defiance spoken across a vast divide. Imagine Kim Jong-un surveying the world. Most US allies are predictable, but the Philippines is a wild card. One day, Manila joins US military exercises, the next it courts Beijing or Moscow. This isn't typical ally behavior, it's strategic ambiguity. For Kim, who thrives on unpredictability, Manila's moves are fascinating. The Philippines keeps everyone guessing. East or west, hedging bets, playing superpowers off each other. This is the survival game of small nations, and North Korea recognizes it. Kim likely sees Manila's diplomatic maneuvering as clever, not confused. The Philippines becomes a case study in how to navigate between giants. Unlike other US allies, Manila isn't just an extension of American power. Its unpredictability demands respect and caution from Pyongyang. North Korea can't assume Manila will always follow Washington's lead. That makes the Philippines a formidable player in Asia. The Philippines isn't a military superpower, but its influence is growing in ways North Korea can't ignore. Geography is Manila's trump card. It sits at a strategic choke point in Asia, controlling access to the South China Sea. This location gives the Philippines leverage far beyond its military size. Recent years have seen Manila modernize its forces, focusing on coastal defense and deterrence. It's a porcupine strategy, making invasion costly for any aggressor. North Korea, which respects military strength, sees this as a smart use of limited resources. Diplomatically, the Philippines is a key ASEAN member and regional mediator. Its ability to maintain ties with rivals gives it unique influence. This combination of geography, modernizing defense, and nimble diplomacy is a flexible, sustainable form of power. North Korea, a master of asymmetric strategy, recognizes and respects this. Manila's quiet ascent is more impressive than it looks on paper. Sometimes the strongest power is the one that doesn't flaunt it. Sam, put it all together: diplomatic history, strategic silence, non-aggression, and quiet power. And the Philippines looks like it's playing a sophisticated game. Manila's foreign policy may seem inconsistent, but it's actually a strategy of multi-alignment. By refusing to pick sides, the Philippines keeps its options open and maximizes its interests. It leverages its US alliance for security, deepens economic ties with China, and maintains neutrality with North Korea. This isn't confusion, it's calculated restraint. North Korea respects this subtle approach, seeing strength in Manila's independence. While others lead with military might, the Philippines leads with diplomatic skill. This restraint is a sign of confidence, not weakness. By walking its own path, Manila maintains autonomy and avoids becoming a target. In Asia's high-stakes game, the Philippines' strategy is paying off. So, what's at the root of North Korea's attitude toward the Philippines? Fear, admiration, or pure strategy? It's not fear of invasion, but perhaps fear of Manila's strategic position and unpredictable alliances. There's also admiration for the Philippines' independence and ability to stand up to superpowers. North Korea sees a fellow survivor navigating a world of giants with skill and pragmatism. It's a grudging respect, one warrior recognizing another's unique style. North Korea views Manila as a rational actor driven by self-interest, not ideology. That makes the Philippines' actions understandable, even predictable to Pyongyang. Respect here isn't about friendship, it's about recognizing a worthy player in the game of power politics. What do you think? Is Manila playing four-dimensional chess or just getting lucky? Let us know in the comments, because understanding these dynamics is what Mind Matters is all about.